when I am being sick, I scream.
You can't vomit silently.
No, I can never covertly vomit.
And this guy came out dressed as a tiger and he was like, welcome, you're about to be given a mission.
Well, I'm not going to run around that. I'm going to jump over the fence.
Oh my God.
And the first fence I got to, I jumped and caught my foot and just face planted outside Crush's coaster. I've just absolutely scundered myself here.
Hello. Welcome to Scundered. I'm Teresa Livingstone, and I have two guests with me today. The first one is an old friend of mine. We go way back, all the way to 2013. He's an improviser. He's a stand-up. He's a poet, and a TikTok sensation. It's Marcus Keeley.
Hello.
Delighted to have you, Marcus. My second guest is making his second appearance on the podcast already, on the strict condition that he doesn't contradict every story that comes out of my mouth. Please welcome Frazer Robb.
Good afternoon.
Now, you've been warned.
I've done it.
No, you're both very welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Marcus, how are you?
I'm all right. I burnt my tongue on some coffee on the way here, so
right.
if I'm not talking,
so that's
right,
all you're thinking about now?
Yeah, my dinner's not going to taste nice later.
Okay.
I won't be able to taste anything. Sort of, I've given myself mouth COVID.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Well, let's start on an upbeat note. I'm so sorry. Anything happened to you on the way here, Frazer?
No.
Okay, good. Great.
No, I haven't injured myself in any way. I don't have mouth COVID. I just, locked the dog in the back and that was it. And
Thank
here
you.
I am.
Such a very realistic answer. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Well, whenever I was introducing you, Marcus, I always used to forget that you're a poet, but recently you have been awarded.
Correct.
So you're an award-winning poet.
I am the Belfast Book Festival 2025 Brian Bailey Memorial Cup winner. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very good. What does that mean?
That means I won the poetry slam in the
Yeah.
book festival this year. And
Excellent.
I'm going to be riding that wave for the next year as much as possible. I'm going to be putting in all sorts of funding applications, all sorts of stuff.
Absolutely.
Just being like, here, look at me.
Yeah.
Don't read it written down. It's better when I just speak it.
Yes.
Don't scientifically analyze it too much.
What happens in a slam? Is there rounds that you go through, or is it just everybody performs once, or is it like a knockout? Do you wrestle?
There's no physical contact. Not this year anyway, but yes, everyone has one poem, and this year it started with 20 people. Then round 2 it goes down to 8, and then round 2 it goes down to 4.
And are you doing the same poem each time?
No, 3 different poems.
That'd be
always
a terrible show.
It would be.
Just
Once
20 people
again,
doing the same poem over and over.
everyone doing the same poem as well. Yeah.
God.
And there's always people who get through to the second round, and then when they get up, they go, I didn't think I would get through. I don't have a second poem, but I found this on my phone. And then they do this majestic
Yeah.
an odyssey of a poem. But no, I had all my poems picked. It's a strategic process.
Yes.
Just pick this.
When
pick
to do
that.
your best one, when to hold back.
Yeah.
It's like Britain's Got Talent, isn't it? They always go, how are you going to top that for the final?
Yeah, make sure the middle one's a bit of a sob story, so people are like, he has depth. It's not all. But I've done it the past couple of years, and this is the first year I've won it. And I remember one of the years I did, because they're mostly sort of funny poems, or a wee bit sort of strange and dark. And then on the last poem in the final, I was like, I'm going to do a really emotional, deep cut here.
Yeah.
And I did it and didn't win. And one of the judges afterwards, they were like, why didn't you do a funny one? I was like,
I like those funny ones. Marcus, don't live for
the
them.
funny ones are good.
We don't want your actual feelings.
No, God, no.
They're very terrible.
I'm not there to trauma dump, but I am here to trauma dump. So,
Oh, good.
Excellent.
Here we go. We'll let it out now.
Congratulations.
So were these all poems you've written since the last slam, or are these like your back catalogue?
Oh, they're all brand new. They're all brand new. Usually in the couple of days before the slam.
In a blind panic?
Yeah.
So much like stand-up?
Exactly. Yeah. That's just you don't want to work on something and really pour over it, because then you seem like you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
But also you
I didn't even revise. Yeah.
A-star Spanish GCSE, by the way. And I learnt a good bit of Spanish by playing video games. I was on holiday once in Spain.
Right.
I saw a copy of Resident Evil 3. And I was like, I like that game. And I used to have it or lost it or something.
Resident Evil Tres.
Very good.
Tres, I
Very
believe.
good.
Yes.
I didn't realize this was a bilingual podcast.
It is now.
It is now. That's for the funding. So yes, and I bought it, and I was like, oh, sure, they'll probably have an English option. Like, no, it was just all in Spanish. So through that, I learned, certain words and stuff like that.
And only certain words.
Words for hell dog.
El zombie. And then one day in Spanish class, you're reading through the material, and the teacher comes across this word, and it was escopeta. And then she paused and she went, does anyone know what this is? And I put my hand straight and went, shotgun. And the girl beside me just turned around and looked at me and just went, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And I
well,
was like,
Moved her chair
playing
away.
video games.
Very
A star in
good.
Spanish from video games. So all you kids out there, all you Twitch streamers, the dream can live on and be alive. If you want to learn Spanish, just play a game in Spanish.
And what about, because you've gigged in France and Paris specifically.
Yes.
Have you done that in French, or has that been in English?
No, that's been in English.
Okay.
My French isn't. I wouldn't be able to do it in Spanish either, and it would be weird to
this
do it
was
there.
all shotgun.
And just shotgun.
Or ordering food in a
jokes.
cafe?
I'm
That's
not.
very much GCSE, isn't it?
I once had someone in Paris compliment me on my French accent.
Were you
But-
doing it
but
like
not
hello,
your-
hello?
Not your vocabulary.
Were you just like,
Just the accent.
I
the
was
accent is
pissing
wonderful.
down the street?
It made no sense whatsoever, but I was giving it all that. That's the zombies again. But yes, no, I did it in English, and one time I've done it a few times over there, and one of the times I was going through a pun phase because
Okay.
you do a certain style. Well, for me, I do like a certain style of comedy, a certain thing, and then do it to death, and then go, I'm going to drop this and never do this again. And it just sort of goes through phases. So I was in my pun phase, and I got on stage in front of it was mostly French people, but English was their second language. And I did my set. It was like 10, 15 minutes of just like constant puns.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, the reception was not great.
Well, it relies a lot on being able to, you have a
Yeah.
good command
Yeah.
of the language you're doing it in.
Yeah. And they
Wouldn't have
didn't.
been my first choice to
No.
do
And
in another country.
the promoter came off and he was like, they don't really have puns in French, let alone English. So don't really
just-
know why you did that.
You sounded like a confused
Yeah.
gentleman.
So then the next time I came back, like a year or two later, it was sort of a clowning bit and a miming bit, and I used to have that bit with a glove
Yeah.
with stuff written on it, and the French ate that shit up, let me tell you.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
They were talking to me afterwards and being like, yes, the meaning of this is very evocative of whatever, and I'm like, sure, yeah.
Do you know what's funny though? Because I did a French exchange whenever I was at school. I did A-level French,
Oh.
brag. And it was around the time, it was like late 90s. So Father Ted was really big here. And I went over to France and it was massive over there and it was dubbed.
What?
What?
And I was like, how is this translating? Because so much of the comedy in that relies in like
Yeah.
what it's making fun of and Irish priests, Catholicism and everything. And it was being dubbed in French and they absolutely loved it.
Wow.
I always wondered. There you go. That was a very interesting story. Just when you said that, it made me think of it. That's what happened. That's what happened to my brain.
Well, one of the times when I was in Paris, before, like you're in, the city of light in this big, wonderful place, but as soon as you go in to your hotel room, you're like, let's see what's on TV. What have the
Yeah.
French got on
Yeah.
TV?
Yeah.
Just to have a look.
Oh, look, the news.
Oh, the news,
Yeah,
but in
CNN.
French. It's still awful. And I remember there was an episode of Fort Boyard, if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I
with,
don't know.
Leslie Grantham was hosting it. Well, he was like...
Is it a game show?
Yeah, it was like
right.
sort of like the Crystal Maze,
Yeah.
but
Oh, right. Okay.
on a fort called Fort Boyard in the middle of the sea.
Right.
And I think it was originally a French program.
Right.
I was
Okay.
like, oh, so I'm watching the OG here. Let's have a look and see. And it's, more or less the same type of stuff. And we were getting ready to go out, and the TV had been on for like over an hour, and I was like, is this ever going to end? I was like, let's go out. We're going to go to this restaurant. I'm like, no, I need to wait for Fort Boyard to end. This has
It's a
been
live
going
stream.
on for like 3 hours at this point. Like, how can they keep doing this? And then on another, I go on holiday and just watch TV. On another occasion in France, they had Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World dubbed in French. And I was like, it's hilarious. It's all these like French dinosaurs and stuff. And,
Le Roar.
Le Tyrannosaurus Rex. And so I was like, oh, well, let's see what they put on after Jurassic Park 2. So I waited and the French ads came on. Then they started, Jurassic Park 1 came on. I'm like, what's that about? I don't understand. Is
Bit
it
of a prequel.
they just go back?
Yeah.
Just keep going back. But the Jeff Goldblum character in that was dubbed in French. And if you
Yes.
thought he was sort of like sexy in
Uh-huh.
the English version. In the French version,
Oh yeah,
that voice actor really, really goes for it. Like,
Because-
You kind of have to if you're doing Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
You can't play it very.
high pitched.
just a very subtle Jeff Goldblum there.
Whenever I was on my French exchange, in 1997, 96, Highlander was a big show in France. I'd never seen it before. I had no concept of what it was.
TV program,
The TV
rather
program
than the-
Highlander.
rather than the films.
Yeah, I've no idea what it was, but I used to hear it every night, just going Ilander. Again, another great story from me. Awfully tired. Oh, dearie me. So, no, gigging in Paris. What about Disneyland? Have you ever been?
Been to Disneyland a few times, yeah.
How many
Sounds like hell on earth.
It's not, well, if you go, you see, when I go there, it's in January. So it's
Right.
freezing. It's like
Okay.
-5.
Oh, so that's the time to go, maybe.
And that's better.
That's better because there's also very little children there because straight after
That's in very
Christmas,
little children.
very, very little children.
Very
Just
young
babies.
children.
They
Yeah.
can't survive the cold.
Okay.
So they get
So
rid
they're
of
being left there exposed to the elements.
Yeah, and because it's snowing and it's ice, you just think these are sculptures, something to do with
Yeah.
frozen.
Okay. Cool.
And they're all wee Olafs. And then the thaw, then Mickey comes in. Well, Mickey, when it was probably Goofy, would probably be told to do that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's-
there is a hierarchy.
That's goofy work.
Walt Disney himself froze his own head.
That's true.
So there we go. But yeah, no, I've been there a few times, probably, I don't know, about 3 or 4 times.
Is that all?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
How
you're
many
there a
times?
lot.
How many times has Neve, your wife, been there?
She's only been one more time than me because it
Really?
was without me.
I kind of
believe.
get the impression you're there every year.
That you're always there.
No, just concept of residency. I do all my pun stuff in one of the theaters over there. But no, I've been a few times and it is fun.
Is it?
Yeah, when it's quieter. I mean, it's just wall to wall shops basically. It's one
Okay.
big shop, but the rides are good.
Yeah.
And I remember there's one ride in particular that's really popular. And it's called Crush's Coaster, and it's based on Finding Nemo, one of the turtles.
Okay.
It's called
Oh, right,
Crushes.
okay.
So then you get
Oh,
on.
because
the,
they fly on the turtle, don't they?
yeah, the sort of, what is it, underwater jet stream or whatever it is, or whatever that is.
Sounds like nonsense.
So I know you don't believe in them now. Is this a conspiracy or
turtles,
launch?
you don't believe in
I don't believe in
turtles?
turtles. I don't believe in jet streams. I do not believe in cartoons. More than the point. I don't watch
What do you
children's films.
mean?
Okay,
All right.
they are.
They do exist though.
The films exist.
Did you ever
sure.
see a DVD?
I've seen them.
Have you watched a DVD?
No,
Well, you've only
Never?
seen the disc.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you just look at it, you see yourself in it.
that's right. Reflected in all art.
That's true. Yeah, you should see yourself in a bit of
This is why you
everything.
shouldn't have us on the podcast at the same time.
Just two men.
You're just going to
exploring-
ramble off each other.
Yeah. We're delving into each other's minds. So yes, this ride is very popular.
Yes.
And therefore the queue times for it are like an hour and a half or something like that. So we're like, well, it doesn't seem that good because you see a bit of it. Part of it goes outside. You're on like a turtle and you're spinning around and all this sort of stuff. You're like, right, well, we'll have to go on that at some point, but we're not queuing for an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anything over 20 minutes, whether it's Disneyland or in real life, I'm not waiting for.
Yeah.
Just forget about it.
Your dinner's supposed to be very bland.
Nah, just microwave, air fryer, just
It's
do that.
It's going to take more than 20 minutes. I don't want to eat it.
If it's frozen in the middle, fine. That's the cross I have to bear. So occasionally they shut the rides down during the day to do maintenance. If someone, I don't know, I don't think anyone's ever died at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Should have been sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there'll be folk everywhere. And so you keep an eye on the app, and the app
Mhm.
says this is shut, and you go, right, I'll keep an eye for when that opens, because then the queue time will be 0.
Yeah.
So we were wandering around doing our stuff, and then it popped up and it was like, oh, Crutch's Coaster's back open. We're like, we're not that far from that. So let's go now. So started to power walk towards it. And then you could see that the crowd around us were just like, everyone started to gravitate as well. There's like these kids and
Like in a
these
musical?
families.
All
It's- It sounds like World War Z.
Yeah, people are just
Throwing themselves at the body.
Coaster.
Get at it.
So we started to go faster and faster, and then someone broke out in a run, and I was like, right, I'm going to sprint too, because we were the first to notice, and we were at the front of this crowd. So there's these kids running alongside me. I'm sprinting towards,
tripping them out.
just kicking them over.
Pushing them.
And because it's normally such a busy ride to have, you know, like the turnstiles and all the railings that go on forever, so you can have a queue. So I was like, well, I'm not going to run around that. I'm going to jump over the fence.
Oh my God.
And the first fence I got to, I jumped and caught my foot and just face planted
Oh, nice.
outside Crush's Coaster. And I was like, I've just absolutely scundered myself here. And I don't know how I'm going to recover. And I was like, my wife's going to be so disappointed in me. And as I was
She was already on the coaster.
she was away on spinning around. So I was lying on the ground. I sort of rolled over to look and then just saw her crawling on her hands and knees under the railing. And I was like, all right, I see. So we're all just
You're
doing
made
this.
for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I got on the ride. Well, it's not that good.
Just
Okay.
lost a few teeth.
Yeah.
You know,
It was worth
whatever.
it.
It's
From
worth
the
it.
roller coaster? No, the queue.
I was in that reminds me of a time I was traveling with my friend Claire in Montreal, and we were getting our train or something back at the end of the day, and with some time to kill. So we were just wandering around, and we'd seen all the things we wanted to see, and we were knackered, and we passed this thing, and I cannot remember for the life of me the name of it, but it said something like Tigerland or Tiger Veet or something like this, right? Tigerland. Obviously, it didn't have tigers in it, but we were like, I'm intrigued. This is maybe somewhere we could kill an hour before we have to go and get our train, right? So neither of us spoke particularly good French, despite me having been on a French exchange in 1996.
For A-level.
For A-level. And so we went and paid, and we should have known whenever we went up to pay our tickets, and she went, how many? And I went, 2. She went, 2 adults or 2 children? We went, 2 adults. And she went, and no children? And we went, no children. She went, so just 2 adults? And we kept going, yes, that's right. Like, not twigging at all that we should not be here. So we bought our 2 adult tickets, and they brought us into a room where there was nobody else, but loads of, like, a screen and loads of tiny little chairs, like primary school chairs. They were like, have a seat. So we were like, where are we? Right? So the 2 of us, we had backpacks and everything with us. So we sat on these, like, my arse cheeks wouldn't, like, swallowed up the entire chair. And this guy came out dressed as a tiger, and he was like, welcome, you're about to be given a mission. And we could have stood up and left, but we were like, we have an hour to kill.
And there's nobody else there.
There's nobody else there, just
and
us.
This guy has to perform.
And he has to do his whole,
What a sickener.
you are charged with finding the missing tiger, blah, blah, blah. I can't even remember what it was. Right? And we just sat there, our knees up to our chins, just like, okay. And he went, you've got 25 minutes, go. So he opened us into a room, and it was just like an assault course, basically, for children.
Yeah.
Wow.
We kept getting stuck at about 10 different stations.
You
Somebody
got stuck?
Because it's like you have to push yourself through bars and through holes and everything. And we kept trying to do it.
Why did you do it?
Because we had an article for the train.
You paid for it at that
And
point.
we paid for it. But the worst part was, like, we were pissing ourselves. Like, we couldn't stop laughing. And there's people who work there just like, kill me now. Having to come in and untangle us out of like ropes and things like that. But the very last part, they obviously had like groups of kids that would go at like 20-minute intervals. So when we came out at the end, we suddenly got to a part that was open, and that's where all the mummies and daddies were standing cheering on. And it was just me and Claire trying to push ourselves through these like rope. Do you know what I mean? Like rope mazes
like
type
rubber
thing. Yes.
rope type things. Yeah.
Getting stuck. My backpack with all my stuff got stuck at one point. I had to go back and get it. And then out beside us came these little toddlers who were just like flying on, and their parents cheering them on. That's what that reminds me of. Another great story from Teresa. Thank you.
Was the tiger fella, was he in a suit, or could you see his face?
He was in a full suit, just like hating his life, like Tony the Tiger.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey guys, it was just the way we had to.
That explains it. He never see anybody. He's just out there. It'd be an empty room. He doesn't care. He's just doing the same thing.
Yeah, he has to do the same thing.
It wasn't
every
like
time.
he saw you two and just went, they must love it.
No, that's
They're
his
great.
job. That's his job. We just sat there with our knees up to our chin, like, what's our mission? So yeah, but no, Disneyland wouldn't be for me. Now I have to say, it's not really doesn't call to me, doesn't speak to me. Do you like to go, Fraser?
Fuck no.
Yeah, we're going to Paris soon.
Yeah, we're not going to Disneyland though.
Well,
Do you not like rides? No.
No.
You don't. Well, we're still talking about Disneyland. No, it's the queuing. It's all of that. I just don't have the patience for it, and all the no kids everywhere. Thank you, no.
That's fair enough.
All right.
That's all right.
I'm not going.
I've lost my commission. I just started this business. I'm going to be skint.
Selling tickets to Disney, Euro Disney.
We sold 5 tickets.
Yeah.
In 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, apart from poetry and gigging abroad, Marcus, you and I know each other primarily through improv.
Correct.
Remember that? Remember we were in a group together, all
That's
three
right.
of us?
Yes.
So I think technically I probably met Marcus before I met you
Why do you say that?
because we were all in a class that you were taking. And I would have spoken to Marcus before I spoke to you, surely. Surely.
Okay, that's okay.
That's interesting.
yeah.
I've legacy on you then.
Yeah.
I mean,
Makes
I
it-
don't really understand how that works because I taught the class you were both in.
I know, but we would have met each
So
other
how could
outside and
why
said,
would we
hiya.
have met outside?
So
you know.
technically I met Marcus before I met
I bet you didn't because Marcus would have been talking to me. He's quite standoffish with strangers.
That's true. No, we were in an improv group together.
Correct.
Thought I'd just
Yes.
tell you that.
I agree.
Yes, we were in an improv group together.
Yes, and we had shows and
With
black
shows
box.
and everything. Called Wonderfrog. We were very funny. It was great times. Why'd we stop doing that?
COVID.
Yeah.
COVID, and I think some people sort of
Didn't want to do it anymore.
yeah, they were like, "Oh, this isn't enough." I remember that the last gig that we did was in the Strand,
Yes.
and it was for
Yes.
this science festival, and so this would have been about February or so. And the Strand cinema was always very hot, so I took the strange decision: I'm going to wear a jumper on stage for an hour as we
Oh.
run about the place.
Yeah, it's quite physical.
And so it was a red jumper. So there's, I can see the photos of it, and it's just my face is the same color as the jumper by the
Yeah.
end of it. And I was just
And the
like,
walls, it's all like red, isn't it, everywhere? Well, we were talking yesterday about, we were just remembering funny stories from improv. Do you remember when we all did a course together, Dave Rosowski's course?
"Oh yeah, that's right."
My favourite memory of that is realising that and maybe I'll see this through this podcast as well, that I twitch a lot with my face. I make a lot of I don't sit still often, I think. And Frazer had pointed this out before and said, you make funny faces all the time. And I was like, no, I don't. And we did the improv course with a very well respected improv teacher who'd come over from New York or
LA.
LA. And I had to do an exercise where I sat in front of the rest of the class and he was going to give me, a scenario or something like that. And as I was just sitting there, I didn't realize I was sitting going, like, moving my nose and twitching my mouth and everything. And he was the one who just went, are you okay? And I was like, yes, I'm fine. And it was after that, Fraser was like, well, now you've got a third party.
Yeah, it's not just me.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not just me.
You think
gaslighting me and that's telling me that I twitch.
I say things to you purely to annoy you
Yes.
all the time, even right now.
No, not right now.
Everything I say is just designed to annoy you. But no, I was just pointing out that you are a weirdo.
Yeah. But it got worse because the thing with having an improv teacher or a workshop is everybody kind of wants to impress them.
Yes.
And we
Some
all
more
went,
than others.
some more than others. But were you with us when we all went out for a meal with him after the course had finished?
I don't think it was there, but I remember hearing about it from a few sources.
Oh, right, okay.
So
The problem was,
And this is poetry related as well.
and it was poetry related. So we all went out for dinner and everybody wanted to kind of impress this teacher from LA. So, and we were with Alice McCullough, who's a very excellent poet. And she decided to share one of her poems with Dave at the dinner table. Also, we'd been drinking all afternoon. So there'd plenty of bottles of wine had been had by this point. And she recited this poem that she'd written not that long previous to that. And he was really, really moved. But he was really like, oh my God, that is amazing. And we were all like, well done, Alice. And because Fraser knows me quite well, he could see me watching this interaction and could almost hear the cogs going in my head where I was like, okay, what am I going to do now to impress Dave Rosowski? So I then said, I write songs. And this is us in a restaurant. I write songs as well, Dave. Would you like to hear one? And he very politely was like, okay.
I'm not sure he did say yes. I think he just started.
So I just started to sing one of my own songs, right? Which also involves a piano, which I did not have. But, and I left pauses for the piano bits. So I was like this, right? This is a song about cake and wine. And I was like, some people live a healthy lifestyle. I don't. And then would sit quietly going, 3, 4. Some people, and I sang the whole thing while I could feel everybody around the table just like sinking down because it was excruciating. He didn't understand what was happening. He didn't know, I don't think, that I was a musical comedian or
No, right.
anything. It's just like this random pissed lady has started to sing because attention was being given to somebody else at the table. And I was like, oh, no, my turn.
no,
It's okay.
can't have that. Can't
Well,
have
at least he'd only previously worked with Stephen Colbert, Steve Carell, and Amy Sedaris.
Yeah.
So,
And now me.
and now you.
That was excruciating.
Was the restaurant incident before or after your face?
After.
After, so
After.
So he probably already had me in that category of like, there's something with her.
Yeah.
Just give her a wee bit of leeway there. She's all right. She's going to burst into song.
He's a very kind man, that's all.
He's a very, very patient man.
Yeah,
Yes.
very much so.
Yes. But so yes, improv.
Mm-hmm.
And you are still doing it now,
I'm still
Marcus?
doing it. I'm still out there making stuff up with Aaron Marshall, who was also in Wonderfrog.
Correct.
We've been doing hot honey, improv type stuff, and just gigs here and there throughout the Belfast improv community. There's a lot of it happening.
We're not part of it. Oh well, that's not true. Fraser, you're teaching it as well.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not part of it anymore. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
You say that
I'm
as
absolutely
if,
fine with it.
as if
Yeah.
someone has excluded you. You've been blackballed from it.
Haven't they, Fraser?
No.
You're both. So yes, you're both teaching improv or have taught improv, and you know
No, we're both teaching improv.
you're both teaching improv. Any plans to marry any of your students, Marcus? Because
Well,
I'm already married. I'm trying to think the students I've had recently. They're all very nice, and of course, I'm like Dave Rosowski. I'm very kind, patient, giving. But I don't know if I would go that far to
Yeah.
marry them. But I suppose it's
the ultimate yes and
once you
once
lock
you've
it
been
in.
asked, you have to yes and everything. So.
Yeah.
I did when in case this doesn't make any sense, Fraser and I met because he was teaching an improv course, and that's how we met and started to go out with each other. But I asked you out at the end of the improv course, and you said no,
that's right.
and I said, and scene.
Yeah.
You have to do level 2 in order to go.
Sorry, yeah.
So
I was like, oh, he thought it was.
It's all about the money.
Yeah. Keep him come back. It all worked out in the end anyway. It's fine.
and you said the ultimate yes and
The ultimate yes.
Well, she's
and.
never mentioned it since. That's the
No.
only time I've ever heard her mention it.
I like to bring it up all the time.
So
You said no.
yes, it
But
did.
anyway.
whenever I proposed,
To me?
yes, which is why.
Did he also say no?
Well, no,
Well-
he had to say no to you because we were.
Oh, I see.
But no,
We were
I
engaged.
I proposed to my now wife. We were living in a flat in town, and it was around Christmas time, and the upstairs flat had a leakage.
Yeah.
And
That's
their
lovely.
basically their soil pipe, their shy pipe, went through our bedroom and living room. It was
And you
like
thought,
boxed in.
perfect.
I was like, this is
Conditions
it.
are right.
It was such a because the leak started the day of like Christmas break when we both finished work. So we were like having a line. It was like, oh, this is great. And she went downstairs to like, I don't know, start breakfast or do something. And then I just heard her shouting. I went down and like just the ceiling and the walls was just like dripping down.
Oh.
And
And you were like, will you do me the
well,
honour?
you marry me. But this went on for like about a week or so, and it was like a couple of days before Christmas, and we were sitting watching The Apprentice, and we'd had to push the sofa out from the wall because it was all
when you said it
leaking
went on
down.
for a week or so, you mean you'd contacted the landlord. It wasn't like
You were like,
oh,
hope
I'll
that
do something
sorts
about
itself
it.
out.
It'll dry out
This will be
come
fine.
the first thaw. No, we contacted, but these things take time.
Yeah.
So I was told, and so we finished watching The Apprentice, and we were a bit sort of fed up and annoyed by the whole
I'd
scenario.
say so.
So I thought, what'll cheer her up? So the program was over, and then I sort of needed her to not be looking at me and paying attention to me
Right.
because I had the
had
ring,
the ring.
in a bag nearby.
Ah, okay.
I'd actually hidden it in my work bag inside a box of an empty box of lime sips. And I was like, because I was like, she's never going to go in there for lime sips, so
Yeah.
I'll put that in there.
Mm.
And so I was like, oh, sure, turn the TV off and we'll go to bed. And she was like, I'm not turning the TV off. You get up and turn it off. And I was like, no, I turn it off all the time. You go and turn it. I'm not turning it off. And I was like, oh my God. So I was like, right, just go and do it. And then she was like, fine. So when she got up and did it, when she turned around, I was there with the ring, and I was like, do you want this? With like the wall
want
behind
this?
me, just covered in shite. I was like, is this any good to you? But no, she said yes. I have a bad track record of weddings. I didn't hurt myself at our wedding,
Oh.
but most weddings I go to,
That's
Oh. Yes.
I injure myself.
Me too.
France again. Maybe I should stop going to France.
Yes.
Because these things happen.
Marcus.
I was at a good friend of mine's wedding. He was marrying a French lady. She lives here, but they went home. She went home so her family could all come and all this. It was lovely, South France in the middle of summer, 40-degree heat,
Lovely.
and there was nothing to do apart from the wedding that day. You're just sort of sitting around this sort of country estate type
Yeah.
thing. open bar
Mistake.
the whole day.
Yes.
And
Nice.
strong bramble cocktails,
Oh,
which I
Lord.
love.
Oh, yes, nice.
I was like, excellent, I'll just have those. So smash cut to 4 a.m. and it's still going on. And people sort of filtered on up to bed. Wife had went up to bed, and it's like the one time where it's like, you know what, I'm going to have a bit of a dance. I hate dancing. So I was
That's
like,
true.
but I'm this drunk and I'm at a wedding, I'll give it a go. So I don't know what I was doing it's all happening outside on a dance floor. So I don't know what happened, but at one point I sort of lifted my leg up and tore my meniscus in my left knee. And I remember, despite being blind drunk, I remember hearing a very specific like crunching sound.
Oh,
And I
no.
was like, what? This isn't right. What have I done? I'll just stand up. And even though I was that drunk, I was like, I can't put weight in this leg. Something's
Oh,
wrong.
my God. How
Um,
high were you kicking your leg?
I don't know what I was doing.
Can.
I don't know. I think I was being,
The can.
I think I was trying to impress the French people there, and the barmen who were there just basically kept pouring people drinks, being like, let's see the state of these fuckers here. And so people had to lift me up to the bedroom, and they just deposited me outside, and they were like, I'll just wrap the door here. And I was like, no, don't go. There's more bramble down there.
Oh, my
If
God.
we don't drink it, them bastards down there are going to drink it. Come on, let's go back down. And people were just like, no, just leave it, and wrapped the door. And then Neve came out, and she was just like, what is going
Delivery
on here?
for you.
It's like you were like a French alcohol-soaked equivalent of a bag of shite on fire.
Yeah, just quick, wrap a door, run away, leave this here. And so then I was brought in and set in onto the bed, and one of the wedding party came up to see if it was all right. And at that point, I'd sort of realised how injured I was. Like my knee was like fully swollen. At that point, it like poked in the bathroom, and I was like, this is bad. And so someone came in to check, see if it was all right. And I remember lying there, I was like, what's the strangest and weirdest thing I could say right now? And the person came in and was like, you all right? And I was like, do you want to fight? And the person was like, oh my God, like he's really drunk, like he's away with it. And then I was like, no, I'm only joking. But the damage had been done at that point.
Oh,
People thought I was just like
God.
completely, I was out of it, but I wasn't an
Yeah.
angry drunk. But it was like, this would be funny to do now, because look at the state of me. There's no way I could possibly. I was like, do you want to fight? So I spent the rest of that holiday in an Airbnb with a bag of peas on my knee, and just getting photos of people out on the lake, going to the beach. This was great. So that was good.
Oh, for God's sake. No, I have a very bad track record. I'm not going to go through it again because I have mentioned it several times, but it usually involves dancing, alcohol, and attention seeking.
Yeah,
Sorry to lump you into my group, but yes, that's a
Yeah.
very attention.
it's exactly.
But
what
also,
it
I
was.
mean, you love a boat race.
I love a boat race.
Yeah.
I think I've done that once in my entire life. I
Well,
wouldn't say put
the
that down as a
the
love.
way you walked up to it, you would think that
Yeah, that was my
something
friend's
to do every day.
wedding.
Did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go to Oxford or Cambridge or
No,
something?
no,
What's
no.
this?
No,
No, this
it's,
was somebody's wedding we went to, and they decided to do that. It was an outdoors wedding,
It's
and
like
everybody
two-
was sat.
two lines of people stand with pints, I think,
Yeah.
and you down your pint and down. I down my pint, then you down your pint, and it all
right,
goes
right.
wins. And Teresa declared that she would be an expert at it.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
So it's sort of like a Mexican wave, but
With
competitive and
pints.
drinking.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be good if people just downed the pint all the way down, and then once it got the last person, everyone just started being sick all the way back up.
Yeah, that's
get
how
it
it
out.
It was
happened
a
anyway.
bit like that, yeah.
Have either of you ever had to perform at a wedding? Like gig at a wedding?
No.
Improv or otherwise, or stand up?
No.
Do a reading?
I mean, I've done like speeches. and
Oh,
stuff.
you were best. I believe this is how you sort of got into comedy, Fraser, Robb.
Well, I did two. I've done two best man speeches.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was in my 30s, and I did a speech, and went really well, and people were saying you should do stand up, and I was going, oh, maybe I will, and then I did. But before that, I did when I was 19 for my best friend at the time. He was also 19, getting married. And
That's too young. Sorry.
yeah, well, I
Not
mean,
gonna last.
well, it didn't.
How long?
10 years, I think they were.
Oh, that's pretty
all right.
good.
I think. But he ended up living on a boat. But anyway, yeah.
What happened?
Well, like, I guess she kept the house and he had a boat. So he lived on a boat for about 3 years.
Mark's
more.
broke, I'm gonna become a sailor.
But he kind of lived in a marina. And I mean, I'm telling this story like he's dead. He's alive. He's fine.
He sounds quite rich.
He's no. I don't know how
Well,
he had
that
a
sort of
boat.
boat. In
I mean, no.
a dinghy in a tent.
I
But I mean, he
The
it was like
upkeep's
living in a
too much.
caravan. It's like living in a caravan, but it's on the water. That's a boat. You know what I mean?
Know what I mean? Like, yep.
So, yeah, I was the best man of his, and I did not like the bride.
You didn't like the bride?
No, I didn't like her. We're all being in school together.
And did that come across in your speech?
Well, it came across on the way to the church, because I kept saying to him, "You don't have to do this.
This is your last chance.
we can just stop now. No one can make you marry her.
Better a jilter than unhappy. Come on.
Yeah, let's go." And he wouldn't do it, and so we ended up.
I'd like to see some photos. I know.
It's like,
It's
just
leave
married
with
her.
me. Come on.
Let's get out of here. Live your life. He was very sure that we were going to drug him on his stag night.
Stag night, okay.
And he had it the night before the wedding. And so he didn't want to drink alcohol. He just sat in his living room because he refused to go anywhere.
He was so paranoid.
We rented like soft porn. It was awful. It was
Rented?
like
Rented?
Yeah. It was a long time ago.
VHS,
It was, yeah, it was a long time
okay.
ago. From they didn't have hard porn. It was just his character. It was just.
So disappointed. Wasn't even hard. Like
It was just like Sunday sport girls.
Wasn't Extravision, was it?
It might have been. I think it was
used to work
BTV. Anyway, he sat there. He sat there in his armchair, and he'd only drink tins of Coke. And if he left the room, he would open a new one. He wouldn't drink. He was sure we were drunk. And he sat with a crocodile knife on his lap to stab us if we tried to.
That sounds like meeting with Putin or something. Just like, don't drink from the same teapot, just in case.
Yeah, but he was very paranoid, and everyone else got blocked. And then we went to the wedding, and it was the best man speech.
Yeah.
And his wedding reception was in the Carrickfergus Masonic Hall,
Yes.
right? Which might give you an indication of the kind of audience it was.
Mm-hmm.
So they were mostly like friends of parents. No friends of theirs were invited, just me. Cause,
Oh God, right, okay. I mean, obviously you were trying to be funny.
I was trying to be very funny, and
Not just funny.
Just very funny.
I was trying to be extremely funny.
Yeah.
And I was just doing
Crowd work.
doing jokes about I did a little bit. I was doing jokes about everyone thought she was pregnant because they got married so young.
Sake.
So I was making pregnancy jokes. And the problem is she wasn't, and she was just getting married because she loved him. And
Fuck.
so I was doing all like the baby
From
jokes.
the 50s?
Yeah. Well, this practically was the 50s. It was the early 90s.
No
and,
shotgun, not interested.
so yeah, it was that kind of thing, and they were hitting it, except for one
see.
guy who was like a cousin from Scotland who was sitting at the back. He was pissing himself,
Loving it.
but he was loving it because of how badly it was going. I just didn't have the wherewithal to know that. So I just kept leaning into it for this one guy, and like they hated
God.
it. Yeah.
That feels like my experience of performing at weddings more. I've been booked twice in a comedy capacity for weddings, and I would just like to put out a public announcement that please don't do that for it doesn't suit a wedding, I don't think, to have any sort of comedy.
Poetry's great for your weddings.
I would say, as somebody who does not perform at weddings, but someone who is, does benefit from the fee that you get for those weddings, I think you should book Teresa for your weddings because it's very lucrative.
Well, no, it's mainly because the person who's booking is usually obviously somebody who's getting married, and they're like,
Yes.
oh, I really like this, therefore everybody else would really like this.
It's my day.
But have you thought about, yes, your great aunt and, like all the elderly people who are sitting there eating the buffet while I'm trying to do my material about...
You're competing with the buffet.
I know! That is what happened. Remember the most recent one?
It was day 2 of the wedding.
It was, yeah.
Day
And then they
two?
put it,
Yeah.
so it was the day after. Everybody was knackered, and they put out the food and said, right, go now. So I was like in the buffet queue, sort of trying to do a song about...
But you've been hired because like the bride's 10-year-old daughter was a big fan of your stuff.
Was that
Do you
what it
remember
was?
that? Yeah, and
No.
she was really loving it. She knew all the words to all your songs and everything.
Very
Oh,
strange.
that's
Oh,
nice.
it was lovely, and I got a very nice fee. So yeah, fair enough. Do book me for your wedding. That's fine. But it's
We got
just
to
going
stay
to
in
be
the hotel and
awkward.
everything.
I know. Yeah, I take it all back. Take it all back.
Sounds great.
But I had to not as in a comedy person, not in a comedy way. I had to sing at a friend's wedding ages ago. And I had a panic attack in the middle of doing it. And I didn't realise until afterwards that's what was happening. It was in the church service doing the responsorial psalm. You know
Sure.
the bit where broad. The responsorial psalm. I've got you up to speed, Frazer.
Sure, yeah.
No, a very nice girl I used to work with. She was an Irish speaker. And she had said to me, will you sing the responsorial psalm at my wedding? I went, I'd be delighted. So I had it all practiced. It was all ready to go. And I got there early to sort of practice with, they had a choir and everything. So they started to sing it and they were singing in Irish. And I was like, oh, right. No, sorry, I don't have the Irish version. And they were like, well, you can't sing the English bit and then also you have to sing it in Irish. And I was like, okay, no problem. So I don't speak Irish. I can't even like read it. Like it's
Unlike French.
It's a disgrace. Unlike French, of course, with my French exchange. So
Yeah,
my
Dutch.
sister,
Dutch.
yeah, there you go. My sister who was with me
Part
does
of the
speak
family now.
There you go.
speak Irish. So she said, I'll help you. So I had the Irish words and she started to like write it out phonetically for me to get up and sing. So I had no chance to practice. I just had to get up and sing it now in Irish. So it got to the part where you go up to the altar. So the person who was doing the first reading was doing the first reading and I was just sitting there smiling. Then I got up and did the responsorial psalm. And I remember the room or the church getting really big
room.
and really small and then really big. And I was like, that's weird. I might need glasses because everything was getting big and small. And I was singing, right? And I sort of got through the whole thing. I was like, did it, right? So I went and sat down and was like really sort of like shaking up. My sister was like, what the hell just happened? And I went, was it not okay? And she was like, you were swaying so far. I thought you were going to fall over. And she said, you started to put your hand down your top, right? So when I was singing, I started to feel like my dress was too tight. This is a panic attack. I just didn't know what was happening. So I had my hand down the front of my shirt. And I was basically feeling around and trying to pull the dress off me as I was singing a holy hymn.
Of course.
And swaying. And like I was like this. It was a disgrace. And people were just sort of like, there's some sort of performance art happening, but I don't quite understand what it is. I just feel in her own boobs. There you go.
The priest would not like that.
No, not at all.
No.
Well, what priests do and do not like. I'm going to ask you some would you rathers.
Sure.
Okay.
So would you rather, how would you like to be embarrassed or scundered, Marcus? You can pick.
Is it just for Marcus or is it for
No, it's for
both
both
us?
of you.
Okay.
Okay. So would you rather laugh every time someone cries or cry every time someone laughs?
I mean, I know it straight away, no doubt about it.
Laugh every time someone cries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might
You think that would do
we
you?
do that anyway.
Do you?
frankly, Yeah.
When someone's crying in front of you and you just start to laugh. Do you think that's going to brighten their day?
No, obviously, no. But, yeah, I would cry. I would laugh when someone cried. Rather than that.
I would probably do
I'd rather
that.
be callous than emotive.
Too nice. I would probably have to style it out and say that I was crying because there are times this is a family trait. When we're laughing very hard, it looks we go full De Niro, full Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Which is like you're laughing so hard, your cheeks sort of cover your eyes and you go silent sort of.
Yeah.
That look good.
That did look great.
Whenever I laugh that hard, it almost seems like I'm trying to be sick. Like I'll laugh and then I'll be silent and I'll just be leaning over, just like vibrating. But
Like a
funnily
cat.
enough, when I am being sick, I scream. I can't.
Oh my God.
I
So
can't.
what are you like?
Yeah.
Sorry about that,
Like
but
I can't. I
You
can never.
you can't vomit silently.
No, I can never covertly vomit. I always at the top of my voice, and I remember the last few times, which has been a while. I was like, "Let's try and not scream." Impossible. I can't do it.
Scream. That's quite violent.
Yeah, it's completely involuntary. I just maybe it's I don't know. Maybe the vibration of my vocal cords is trying to force it out.
Yeah.
Even harder.
You should record it next time.
I should do.
Yeah, put that on TikTok.
Put that on TikTok. TikTok sensation Marcus Keeley. Don't you have? You've got quite the following now for your. That sound like such a wee auntie. Your wee videos, whatever it is. What are you doing? What is it you're doing?
Putting up your wee skits and bits. So you have. I saw you walking around Lisbon the other day. That video was from about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Keep up to date. I'm not in control of the algorithm when it shows you, but you can just go onto my profile and see chronologic. Anyway.
Yeah. But you've got loads of followers now. Does this happen just by accident? You started making these types of videos where you review a place or a.
It's just sort of you get the videos where people go around and review stuff, and usually it's like food stuff, and I can't think of anything more distasteful than videoing yourself eating. So I would just.
I can't.
Well, yeah, there's maybe one or two other things that you could record yourself doing.
There'd be nothing worse than.
Absolutely nothing. So then it was like, well, I can do these review videos, but kind of not of anything interesting, and see what are the interesting things about the thing it's not interesting, or here's some not interesting things in a not interesting place, framed in that sort of brain rot way that we're all used to now. Of like,
Yeah.
oh, someone's going to a thing, let's see what the thing is, and then see how long people can watch before they're going, oh, this isn't really about anything, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because it's in that sort of format and that structure.
Yeah.
So I did a few of those, and just like going to Tesco and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But explaining the process as if you've never been to Tesco before.
Yeah.
But also weirdly, it seems like I've never been there either, and I'm kind of figuring it out as I go along.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about
bright lights and bins and toilets. And
Very-
Admission was free.
it's very overstimulating. But then at times I'm like, this might be helpful for someone who hasn't been to go get their tires changed in a garage. Like, what do you do when you go there? Well, you go there and they take your car away and you sit in a wee room, and it's actually all right.
So you're delivering a public service.
Exactly.
You should get
yeah.
funding for this.
I should get a lot more funding than I'm currently
Yeah.
getting, which is zero.
So what are you on TikTok, Marcus? Is it at Marcus Keeley?
Marcus _Keeley, because
course.
years ago I did sign up to TikTok as at Marcus Keeley, but I think I used like a self-destructing email because I wasn't really fully sure what TikTok was,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I got weirdly paranoid. This was during lockdown. I got really paranoid about it, so I signed up to have a look at it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh,
And then set fire to your computer.
and to just throw it into the wagon.
Get out!
So then I've sort of like lost that account, but I wasn't really posting or doing anything on it. That was just for a wee look on that. So
Yes.
it's Marcus _Keeley
Okay.
for that.
Excellent.
I think that your wife, Neve, should be given all the credit for filming them. Because it's
Yes,
a lot of you walking about, and it's not him filming, it's Neve.
that's a drone. I've got a wee
Oh,
drone.
yeah.
following me. But no, Neve does do a lot of the recording. And
And the shots are fantastic.
well, that's a joint effort. We both have
I've
different.
spoken to Neve about it, and she says it's very much her.
Well, under my direction, she physically does it.
That
But
sounds really quite
there wa-
sinister.
There was a good one that we did. It was the outdoor escalators in Portugal, and Neve went, I think, about a mile away from the escalators because we noticed, there's a restaurant with a balcony right on the sort of outcropping of the coast. So if you go all the way over there and order a drink and then sit in the balcony, then you can film me with your phone with it for an extreme zoom, and it is about a mile away, and you can just about make me out going up and down the escalator, and I'm like, the production values for this are
Wow.
fantastic. Where else are you going to get this for a video about nothing?
Yeah.
Essentially. But
Well,
yeah,
shout out to Neve Keeley.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you both very much.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I know it feels like. Do you want to give us a wee story? Fraser?
No, I was just going to say, you were asking about laughing when people are crying.
Oh, yes.
Or crying when people are laughing. If you start crying, people are laughing, then how are you going to do comedy?
You're harsh in the bills.
If I
That's just
start
bursting
crying.
into tears every time somebody laughs if you're on stage.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
I don't have that problem.
So you're going to have to laugh at people crying
Yeah. Yeah.
and just enjoy funerals more. That's what I say.
I will do. Do you enjoy a good funeral, Fraser?
I don't mind them. I find them a bit dull in the middle. I get very annoyed with people preaching.
Oh well, that's a specific type of funeral. Those are funerals I'm not used to.
Oh,
But I've been
Protestant
more-
funerals. Yeah.
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 That's
I
it's weird. That's
I
not
kinda
very
got,
much
I
about.
got slighted at my own mother's funeral
Okay.
by the minister.
Do tell.
Well, he like I'm an only child, as you know, Marcus.
I do know that.
And he's talking about my mum and dad's marriage and family life, and how much dad had relied on mom and all this kind of stuff. And he said, and of course there were three elements to that marriage. There was Jim, there was Marjorie, and I was expecting him to say and Frazer, and he said and faith in God.
Ah,
It's like, well, fuck you. I didn't scream that, but it was in my head.
You also got heckled, didn't you?
Yeah,
Didn't Peter
it
sort of-
wasn't
This
me.
is an awful
It wasn't
thing.
me getting heckled.
His mother's
It was again. He was talking about the mum and dad's marriage, and he said, "Oh, say they get married." And Jim and Marjorie got married in 1970. In 1973, they were blessed with a son called Frazer, and somebody in the crowd went, "Ha!" So I was like, "Yeah, thanks."
Ah, that somebody in the crowd was Peter Livingstone.
Yeah, well, you know.
You were trying to protect him. I voted him, my brother. Oh, we could talk about funerals all day. Anyway,
Hilarious.
they're so fun. Thank you both so very much for doing this.
Thank you.
And so we can find you on TikTok. Where can we see or can we go to your courses?
Have you on the plug, Marcus?
It depends when this is going out, but
Probably in
A couple of weeks.
a couple of weeks. Well, we'll see. But I'm on TikTok, on Instagram, and my improv that I do with Aaron Marshall, where we do improv courses, is Make Improv Belfast on Instagram. So you see course details and that up there. But if you follow me, I'll surely be
share
posting
it.
about it anyway. So
Alrighty. Fraser?
I run a comedy club in the Black Box on Saturday afternoons called Afternoon Delight. Marcus performs there on occasion, as do you. So have a look at that. And I'll be teaching my Intro to Improv course and my new Next Steps in Improv course
Ooh.
at the Crescent Arts Centre from September.
Excellent. And he might marry you.
Well, see who comes along, guess.
Free wedding with every ticket. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye.